Mr. Price is a value-oriented, mostly cash fashion and also home goods retailer with a market cap of 49.2 billion rand.
Right, so this one is a little bit more complicated because it is pitched at the middle and lower end market. It has battled a little bit, I think, with the influx of competition. And we haven't mentioned this yet in our conversation, but lately, obviously H&M is here, Zara is here, and other
Mango
parties
is here.
having a go, Topman having a go at their specific market niche.
We have got a price to earnings ratio here of 18.7, dividend yield of 3.6%. Given the performance, let's have a look at the share price graph. There we go.
That looks rough, Grant. That's behind you on the screen, but full
You
screen
can
for the viewers.
turn around and have a look at it there.
You don't need, I think, to be reminded, though. I mean, everyone knows it's had a tough time.
Yes, I think it was priced for perfection when it was trading 250 to 280, a very demanding multiple. And of course, what we saw was a very bad third quarter sales update, really affected by profit out of Nigeria as well as Namibia. So they were quite reliant on both those two areas. And we saw sales coming under tremendous pressure. So I think that combined with a couple of fashion mistakes that we mentioned earlier, as well as the introduction of some international competitors, had the market worried slightly. But overall, I think this is a high quality business.
To that point, high quality business, is it a buying opportunity? Do you believe that they are going to right the instances that have obviously led to pressure on their share price right now, and going forward, this is a strong opportunity?
Yeah, I think we've seen them taking decisive action when it comes to the Nigerian division. And I do think long term you want to have exposure to Mr. Price.
A couple of weeks ago, when Sid Vianello and I discussed this, we sold our Mr. Price position in the hot stocks portfolio. It was a very small position, but Sid's view was that what had happened in February was that it had a nice rebound, but he was really concerned that the same kinds of discount-oriented young shoppers that were typical core Mr. Price customers in the past were exactly those that H&M, with its big aggressive store rollouts, was going after.
Plus that international brand, which, as we discussed, is very important to consumers.
But, I mean, Grant makes a good point. This group, the old John Orrs, is where it came from, and then it rebranded and rebuilt. It's been very, very well managed in this country, and it really pioneered that fast fashion retailing, short runs, very style-oriented, so they would look and see what was coming from the Northern Hemisphere 1/2 a season in advance. They would get stuff made in China, very good in terms of the logistics and all of that stuff. And the same business model obviously being applied to the homewares. So it's not a group to count out. They are very good and very clever.
But one could also argue that with the heightened competition in the sector, one misstep is very difficult to regain your positioning.
Sure, but I also don't think we should overplay these international entrants coming into the market. I mean, we are seeing the H&Ms, the Zaras, but they tend to be in the more exclusive malls, the Sandton cities, the V&A waterfronts, the Mall of Africa. And H&M is only targeting 20 stores. We just can't match the footprint of a Mr. Price. So it is a threat.
Very valid point, very valid point.
It definitely is a threat, but I'm not too concerned given the footprint of Mr. Price relative to some of these new entrants.
Hot or not?
I'm going to stay with not hot. I got a sense that maybe they still need to prove a little bit of resilience with regards to sales, although they have been in recent weeks, trading better on account of the most recent update, which was, did indicate a more positive outlook. So I'm going to lean not, just on account of trying to be more consistent with regard to where we've come on this one in the last couple of months.
Grant, hot or not?
The opposite, I'm hot.